I am not teaching, I am publicly learning, but hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in the UK test part 266. Betting and gambling. We have a big picture. So, betting and gambling, short text, it's just betting and gambling on the page 93 while doing a bit seated yoga, and if you participate in the seated yoga, that has it here on this. Betting and gambling. In the UK, people often enjoy a gamble on sports or other events. They don't explain a lot. So, in the UK, some people enjoy a gamble on sports or other events. So, for example, this horse racing, I guess. And they are going there, and they are then saying, I think that horse there looks fast. I think we're gonna make the first place. It's the fastest one. And then they betting, they say gambling on sport. I think it's on sport is betting. So they're betting then £5 and saying that horse wins. And now the people who are getting these bets, they are looking also at the horses and say that horse looks fast, and everyone sees that's fast and that might actually win. So we're saying if someone gives us £5, we're gonna give them £10 only. It's so likely that we win just £10. And now the person betting sees now, if I win, I get £10. And now we're thinking, I get just 10 back, I have to pay 5, I have to be pretty sure, but let's do it. And now if we're betting, they get £10 if we win. Now, that would be even in the case where people knowing that horse will probably be the fastest, and so we get only a little bit back. And then the person taking the bets, the organizers or someone, they're looking on, they're seeing another horse and saying, that horse doesn't look fast, that has a leg injury, it's not going to be fast. And now we're saying, that never going to win. Not in 1,000 years. And so we're saying, if that horse wins, you get 1,000 times what you bet. Now if someone bets £5 on that horse, they get 1,000 times what they've betted, so they would get £5,000. But the person betting on them sees also it has a leg injury. Why should that horse win? And then they're seeing I get 1,000 times back what we invest, so £5 isn't much, I can win 5,000, but actually it will never win. But what if? And now the people are thinking and they're having fun basically. And now we're betting, and some people say, let's take £5 on bet, it's probably gonna win. But I get just £10, or I'm betting on bet, maybe I win. So basically all have fun. Some people lose money, some people win a bit money. It can be a bit problematic if people thinking, I just lost, there's another race in 20 minutes. I lost £5. Now I'm going to go and bet £10 on another horse, which is also pretty good. And if that horse wins, I'm going to get £20, I invest £10 and I got £20 and all's fine. And now the 16:30 racing also doesn't work out. And now they're saying in 30 minutes at 5 o'clock, there's a third racing. And if I bet there £15, I get then £30 and it's all fine again. Now racing happens and they have lost now £30 already. And now we're going back home and they've lost £30. That's a problem. And now the whole week do we think what had gotten wrong. I see that horse, it's very fast, and they're saying, and I know, I feel it with that horse, and that horse is really good, and they're gonna come back next week on Saturday, and they're saying, this time £30. If I win, I get £60, and it's all fine, when I'm again even. But now that horse loses again. And he has lost £60. Now we're saying there's a second racing again at 4:30, and we're betting now £60. Saying when I get £120 back, it's all fine. And actually we win. And now we are even again. And we're going home, and we're saying, I got the money back, and everyone is happy. And now the whole week passes, people earn some money, and they're thinking, I won by so easy £100, and then the next week comes, now you know what, I lost 5 times in a row, I'm gonna lose again, and we're not going. And then we're thinking another week, and another week, and another week, and then a month later we're going another time. To horse racing, and we're seeing, I could win so easily again £100, and I have £5,000. I need 10,000 to buy a car. I can't do anything with my £5,000. I can't buy a car for 5,000, so we're just lying there. If I win, I'm gonna get that car. And I won, and I'm so sure that horse gonna win. And now we're betting £5,000, and this time we're losing, and now we've lost £5,000. And this all basically can drag on and on and on. It can go just through one afternoon, the people trying it a second time, a third time, a fourth time, a fifth time, and they're saying they're betting more and more and more. And now some people are going the next week again. They're thinking the whole week about nothing else than that. And then we're going a month later and a month later, and over the years that can make problems. So they lost now £5,000, and they needed the £5,000 actually, and not for the car. But maybe we need a new refrigerator. What should they do without a refrigerator? The food not gonna hold. They have to work the whole day. What should they do? They have to have food which is reserved in the refrigerator for longer than a day. They cannot buy every day new. So they need to buy a refrigerator. And now they borrow some money, and now they are in debt. And it starts to getting worse and worse. And that's basically the big problem of betting and gambling, that the people thinking by second time or third time, there was just that little thing was wrong, and if just would not have, if not that horse there in that little corner would not have stumbled a little bit, I would have won. Now, but the problem is, yes, that horse when running that corner perfectly, but therefore in the second corner it did stumble. The end result is the same. It stumbled in one corner, and it is not the first one. And over the years, when the people can get an addiction to it, because they thinking all the time just about where could we have won, what if it won, and they're winning them sometimes, and they're thinking at the end it will work out, at the end it will be all good, but not every time that happens, and that can lead to real problems. So betting and gambling can be problematic. Some people do that. So, and there are casinos in many places, and there are people basically betting on that or that number is basically coming, or that or that card. And they're betting, I think that ball will bounce in the third corner, in the third field. And now we're betting £5, it's going to bounce here. Same problem. They're saying if it was just a little short, it would be the second one, the fourth one. I was almost there, let's bet a bit more, I'm getting the money back if I win this time. And now they're going out of the casino and they have paid all their money for the holidays, the holiday money, and now the children can't get to holidays and they don't see them. And you have to be 18 years or older to go into betting shops or gambling clubs. So you have to be over 18 years older, because that is also these people now that it is not so easy. So you have to be over 18 years old to go into gambling shops or betting shops. There's a national lottery for which draws are made every week. You can enter by buying a ticket or scratch card. People under 18 are not allowed to participate in the national lottery. So there is a national lottery, and there are things played every week, and you can enter by buying a ticket or a scratch card. So you can buy a ticket for something, and again, only people over 18 years can participate. With this betting and gambling, we're gonna go maybe another time up, but I'm not sure if it will be of use, because I don't know about the national lottery. So the people going there and betting on, I don't know it, but next week the weather will shine, the sun will shine, I don't know it. They're betting on something. And you have to be over 18 years old. But it's basically the same principles. That was betting and gambling. We're going to do now how seated you are. And we're starting sitting. So we're just sitting like that. We're straight up at the back, and we're breathing in and out, and we're leaning in front. And breathe in and out, and lean again back. And breathe again in, come into the middle, and out, and lean again back and front. And breathe in, come into the middle, and out, lean again back. Breathe in into the middle, and out, lean in front. And now breathe in into the middle, and we're doing circles. Go to the side and front, and the side and back, and we're opening the chest to the sky when we go in front, and we're rounding the back when we go back, and we're breathing in when we are in front, and out when we go back, round back, and in front, chest open, breathe in, and out and back. Now we're changing the direction, go again in front, chest open to the sky and breathe in and out and round back. And again in and out. And again in and out. And the last round, breathe in and front and back. Now we're breathing in and out, we're bending the head to the side, shoulders are down. And in the middle and out to the other side. Breathe in the middle and out another time to the side. In into the middle and out to the side. Now breathe in into the middle and we're going to the tabletop. So on tabletop, both hands underneath the shoulders and knees underneath the hips. We're placing one hand in the middle and we're breathing in. Out, we're sliding one arm through and we're going down. And we're breathing in, we're coming back into the middle. And then out, we're sliding the arm out. And into the middle. And now out we're going to the downwards facing dog. And now bend the right knee and stretch the left leg. And change, breathe out. And change. And again change. And now we both legs straight and we're coming up onto tiptoes. And again down. And we're walking in. And then just stay down. Now we're doing the marmot. We're bending the right leg and straightening the left leg. Breathe again in and change. And out and bend the left leg. Again in and change. And the last time in, out. Breathe in both legs straight and out both legs straight. We don't know the penguin. We're breathing in and lifting the right arm to the sky, looking over the right shoulder, to the right hand and bending the left knee. Breathe in, take the arm again in, and out and down. Now in and open the left arm to the sky, look over the left shoulder to the left arm, breathe out and bend the right knee. And in and take it all again in. And out and down. Now we're walking again in front into the downward facing dog position. Coming onto our knees and we're going into child's pose. Now it was the seated yoga. Now we were talking, we have a little time, not much, about setup and punchline in comedy in one of the previous parts. And I had a little idea how it would work. So one example of setup and punchline would be that in the scene, the PE teacher or sport teacher would come in with a football in the head. And would then say to the students, you know, normally we're starting with push-ups and when we're doing sit-ups. But today we're going to mix things a bit up. Now, all the students are shouting happy with seeing the football in the head. And the sport teacher then said, today we're not going to go do push-ups and then sit-ups. Today we're going to do sit-ups and then the push-ups. So that is setup and punchline. So the setup is the football in the hand and saying today we're going to do it differently than push-ups and sit-ups. And everyone thinks today we're going to play football. And now the punchline comes, no, we're just switching the exercise. We're doing first the sit-ups and then the push-ups. So let's set up and punchline. First the setup, everyone thinks we're going to play football. And we're changing something. And the punchline, no, we're not going to play football. We're doing just differently the both exercises, sit-ups and then the push-ups. So with the setup and budget, I thank you very much, and until next time.